The stunning El Retiro Park in Madrid, Spain is the perfect setting for a game of chess. Today we're here to witness a very special event, a friendly match between two of the greatest chess players in history. In one corner we have Magnus Carlsen, the current world champion and one of the most dominant forces in chess today. With 5 world championships under his belt, he's becoming a household name in the chess world. He's been called a genius, a prodigy, and even a Mozart of chess. In the other corner, we have the legendary Judith Polgar. Although being retired from professional chess, Judith's legacy lives on as the greatest female chess player of all time. Her sharp tactical skills and intuitive style of play have earned her a reputation as one of the most feared players in the game. With a peak rating of 2735, she's defeated many of the world's best players, including Garry Kasparov, Anatoly Karpov, and Magnus Carlsen himself. That's right, in 2014, Judith defeated Magnus in a blitz game, proving that even the best players can be beaten. Will Magnus' current status as the world champion give him the upper hand? Or will Judith surprise Magnus with her tactical abilities? Let's find out. After setting the chess clock and shaking hands, the battle started with Judith moving her pawn to e4. Magnus replied by moving his pawn to c5, announcing the Sicilian defense. Judith then developed her knight to f3, putting more pressure on the very important central squares. Magnus then played his pawn to e6, choosing the Taimanov variation in Sicilian. And don't get me wrong, being the world champion, Carlsen of course knows how to play the Sicilian. He knows the theory, the ideas, and everything. However, depending on his previous games, he is more of a fan of the knight c6 variations in the Sicilian defense, but there is no better occasion than playing a friendly blitz game in a park to step out of your comfort zone and try the unfamiliar. Judith played her pawn to d4 following the normal approach. Carlsen takes the pawn. Judith takes back with the knight. Carlsen developed his knight to c6, to which Judith replied with knight to c3. Here Magnus played his pawn to a6, which is actually a common move in the Sicilian. The idea behind this move is to deprive both knights of any chance to occupy the b5 square in the future. Judith developed her bishop to e3. Magnus developed his queen to c7, and the basic idea behind this is to put more pressure in the future along the c file, and now Judith had to decide whether she would castle kingside or queenside, which for sure would reflect on the way she would develop the rest of her forces. Judith played her queen to d2, announcing the coming of a queenside castle, which would probably lead to a sharp and interesting fight. And it was at this moment that she noticed the presence of someone special among the crowd. It was the super grandmaster Anish Giri. Carlsen played his knight to f6. Judith replied by playing her pawn to f3 to support the other pawn on e4. Carlsen played his bishop to e7, and after Judith castled, the world champion played the aggressive move b5, to which she directly replied with the aggressive move g4, which made the game even more interesting. And after some exchanges, Magnus developed his bishop to b7. Until now, the position was previously seen many times even at high levels of chess. Here in this position, White previously played moves like the aggressive g5 or the calm king to b1. But here, Judith decided to play a novelty, a move that was never played before, which is pushing the pawn to e5, attacking the black knight on f6. And here, the world champion greedily decided to play his first inaccurate move by taking the white pawn on g4. And after Judith played her rook to g1, Magnus had to play his knight to h6. And at this moment, both of them laughed about how bad this knight is at the edge of the board. Judith continued her active attitude and developed her bishop to d3, and it was at this moment where it was clear how bad Magnus' position is. It was bad to the point that he didn't even find any good move other than retreating with his bishop to f8. Judith played her bishop to e4, and at this moment the world champion blundered and played a very bad move, which is moving his rook to c8. And here all of a sudden, Judith spotted the amazing move bishop to b6, sacrificing her bishop. The move was so good that even the crowd couldn't hold themselves from applauding. The problem now is that Carlsen's queen is attacked by the bishop at the same time. It can't go anywhere because it was the only piece protecting the d7 pawn and preventing Judith from giving a checkmate by taking it with the queen. Here, Magnus knew that he lost his queen, but he decided to continue for a couple of moves until he realized it was too much to face Judith with a queen down.